Right now at 6, we are getting back into weather action mode. Iris is monitoring the skies while we have crews out this morning watching everything that's happening on the ground.
Andrew Johnson and Bill Clinton. Will Donald Trump become the third president to be impeached? Today, the impeachment proceedings began.
Nearly 7 hours of baseball history was made early this morning at Chase Field. Can you imagine? 7 hours. That is about how long the game was last night. If you were there, if you stayed up late to watch it, well, hey, I'm impressed that you're up with us right now.
Yeah, I am too. I cannot imagine staying 7 hours to watch a baseball game. I mean, usually I stay until around the 7th, 8th inning to try to beat traffic anyway, but some of those folks didn't get home until early this morning.
Wow, okay, so we'll have a lot more, some of the highlights from the game. Meantime, I want to send things over to meteorologist Iris Dermacero because Iris, as we've been mentioning all morning, it is another weather action day. We are bracing for some potentially severe weather.
Well, and here's the deal. We're back in weather action mode because those storms could be strong to severe, but also there's that potential for flooding rain. And we will be officially into our flash flood watch, this newest one, as of 8 a.m. here this morning. But this flash flood watch has now been extended through tomorrow afternoon. It includes the entire valley, areas to our south, and all of western Arizona too, as flash flooding will again be the biggest threat. Now you hear me say weather action day and flash flooding, and you step outside, you're going to see this and wonder where the rain is. Well, right now, we're not seeing any of it. Instead, we're looking at gorgeous views with scattered clouds in our sky as we look live through the Papagos towards the Four Peaks off to the east with our Phoenix Valley cam. But there is rain out there, mainly in southeast Arizona. Some showers pushing into spots across southern Pinal County. For now, the valley is dry, but those rain chances will be increasing through the day. And by this evening and tonight and even tomorrow, our rain chances up into the likely range. So at 73 degrees as you step outside, storm chances up to 70% by this evening with a high of 90. I'm going to take you through that hour by hour futurecast data to show you where those storms could set up in just a little bit. But I want to say good morning to Chelsea Davis, who's been watching those roads for us here on this Wednesday.
Hey, good morning, Iris. And so far we haven't seen too much activity, but on the east side of town we are looking at some red popping up on the map. Still mostly green, but we'll talk about the red here. Loop 101 in the northbound direction at Elliott, you'll see yellow because the HOV lane is blocked for a crash. It's in the clearing stages. Loop 202 Santan in the westbound direction. Once you get closer to Gilbert Road there, seeing some breaks too. No reported crashes right now, but I'll look into it. Up north, I-17, Loop 101, looking like normal delays for us at this time of day. I-17 southbound approaching the stack, normal delays. I-10 eastbound near 67th Avenue. HOV lane not blocked anymore, but Nick, you have a different traffic alert for us.
I sure do, Chelsea. This is it happening right now. A live look at a water main break. This is near 7th Street and Glendale in Phoenix. One homeowner tells us there is 3 inches of water inside of his house right now. Not what you want to wake up to. Firefighters are now going door to door in this neighborhood, checking on other houses. Now, the city did shut off the water in this area, but we're told that those fire crews are still going to be looking for any other potential damage in this area. We can see, especially to the left of where the shot was, you can see definitely some what looks like some dampness too as well, and some running water too, which we presume is from that water main break. Of course, we will have an update for you as these fire crews go house to house to see if anyone else is dealing with some flooding inside their homes this morning. Now, talking about that rain, the ground is already saturated, so it won't take as much rain to see some flash flooding this time around, which means the flood control district could be extra busy later today.
John Genovese is live near Alma School in McKellips, where flooding has that intersection closed. Good morning, John.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And that ground saturation is the big risk and the big worry today. Again, we are just north of the 202 along McKellips, and take a look. You can see part of the road here is still completely flooded out. Now, the flood control district has rain gauges across the valley, and in the middle of Monday's downpour, workers were monitoring for issues and watching where that water was going. Now, we're told throughout it all, they're in contact with local emergency managers and first responders to pass along their findings in hopes of keeping the public safe. Now, the information they collect can also help cities and towns plan future projects to mitigate flooding, but in the worst of it, it is truly all hands on deck.
We actually have alarm thresholds set up at almost every single one of these rain gauges, so we know if a half inch of rain falls in 30 minutes, that's going to result in some type of flooding, and so someone needs to be contacted.
And those workers say even if you know the weather is coming, it's hard to pinpoint exactly where it will hit the hardest. So, Mark, we know with these chances for rain again today, they will be watching closely and ready to react.
All right, John, thank you so much for that live report. And we want to get to some new information just into the newsroom about a shooting near Glendale and 35th Avenues. It happened early this morning. Phoenix police telling us that two groups got into a fight and one man was shot. The suspect took off. Police say that that man was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The investigation is ongoing this morning. Grief counselors will be on hand at Apprende Middle School in Chandler today. The school says that an 8th grader passed away on Monday as the result of a tragic accident, and they're asking parents and students to respect that family's privacy and keep kids from spreading rumors about the death online.
Congress is opening an impeachment investigation into the president. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying President Donald Trump seriously violated the Constitution.
The actions of the Trump presidency revealed the dishonorable fact of the president's betrayal of his oath of office, betrayal of our national security, and betrayal of the integrity of our elections.
So this move comes after the president acknowledged he asked the Ukrainian president to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter. And just days before the call, President Trump had ordered his chief of staff to freeze millions of dollars in foreign aid to Ukraine. But the president insists he did nothing wrong and authorized the transcript of the phone call to be released.
And when you see the call, when you see the readout of the call, which I assume you'll see at some point, you'll understand. That call was perfect.
While the Trump administration initially blocked Congress from seeing a whistleblower's complaint related to that phone call, sources now tell ABC News the complaint is being declassified by the White House, possibly to be released. That whistleblower now wants to speak to Congress.
He's a high-profile prosecutor for the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, but now Juan Martinez is being reassigned. Effective at the end of the month, he'll move from handling capital crimes cases to auto theft cases. Martinez is best known for being the lead prosecutor in the Jodi Arias murder trial. He's been accused of misconduct by the State Bar of Arizona.
Phoenix police are releasing a new picture of a man accused of pulling a gun on a driver and then running into a fast food restaurant. Investigators say last month a driver was turning left at 24th Street and Thomas and nearly hit a man in the crosswalk. The man then pulled out a gun and pointed it at the driver. He ran into a nearby Carl's Jr. Officers surrounding that business, but the suspect snuck out the back door. He's now wanted for aggravated assault. Child abuse charges officially filed against a bus driver accused of leaving a teen with autism on a bus for several hours back in July. Police say Diana Salgado Gutierrez took the 16-year-old to a learning center in Goodyear, but didn't realize he stayed on the bus. Investigators say the teen is nonverbal and didn't know how to remove his seatbelt. Gutierrez reportedly admitted to not following policy and checking the bus before getting off.
Was an anniversary road trip that this Scottsdale driver thought may be his last.
And the limo bus drove over one of those construction signs, the big orange construction signs, metal signs, and I saw that sign coming up.
A construction sign like this one, detached and flying at him full speed on the freeway.
And it was slicing across the hood, and then it kind of lifted up. And it was coming right at us.
Luckily, it was only vehicle damage left behind, but this man concerned that this is going to happen to someone else. Since the incident, he purchased this dash cam, and he's now capturing dozens of signs down in valley construction zones.
So who's responsible and how do you make sure this doesn't happen to you? I'm ABC15's Megan Thompson for Operation Safe Roads, and we're going to take those questions straight to the people responsible for maintaining those roads and keeping you safe on them. Their response only on ABC15 tonight at 6:30.
All right, Megan, thank you. Well, it was a late night for Diamondbacks fans. That game against the St. Louis Cardinals last night stretching into 19 innings, making it the longest game ever at Chase Field.
Almost long enough to have 3 7th-inning stretches, right? Well, the team tweeting out a note. It's an excuse for absences or tardiness for people watching or attending the game, which was 6 hours and 53 minutes long, which means it did not end until after 1:30 this morning.
And the D-backs, they were able to get the win with the final score of 3-2. Hopefully the team is resting up a bit this morning because they got to turn around and play the St. Louis Cardinals again in just 6 hours at Chase Field.
Well, it's 6:09. We are in weather action mode today. Before you head out, grab those umbrellas. Keep them handy. Storms expected later today, and there is a risk for flash flooding. I'm breaking down all the alerts and the timing of the rain in your most accurate forecast.
And next on ABC 15 Mornings, it's a social media platform that deletes messages automatically when they expire, usually within 24 hours. This morning, a terrifying story that should be a warning to all parents about Snapchat.
A lot of young girls struggle with confidence, but one new course here in Gilbert is trying to change that. You'll hear from inspiring young girls and how these new classes are helping them out.
Today, a federal judge will hear arguments in President Trump's bid to block prosecutors from looking at his tax returns. The president's lawyers sued the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which subpoenaed his accountants for those returns. More than 17,000 pounds of cocaine found inside a submarine intercepted by the Coast Guard in the Pacific Ocean. 4 suspected drug smugglers were arrested. Authorities believe they were trying to sneak the cocaine into the U.S. Nissan is now recalling more than 1 million of its cars because of a defect with the backup cameras. The defect allows drivers to adjust the rear view image until it's no longer visible. The company is currently working on a software update to fix the problem.
Let's take a look at our accident log group traffic maps now. We're going to start on the east side of town. Loop 101 in the northbound direction. We had big delays at Elliott because the HOV lane was blocked. That cleared, and now we have another crash at Guadalupe. But this one is on the off ramp and it's off to the side. So that's why those flows are showing mostly green conditions. But it is slow on Loop 202 Santan in the westbound direction. Val Vista, this one is off to the side, but people are clearly getting curious and rubbernecking as they're getting by. Give yourself 5 extra minutes and you'll be good to go. We still have some flooding out there that's causing some closures. We've seen this one since Monday. State Route 88 from Apache Junction through Tortilla Flat all the way up to Roosevelt Lake closed right now. So you're going to want to use US 60 to 188. That can take you around this way, or you can use Bush to Beeline Highway, and that will take you on the west side of where that closure is. Up north, I-17, no issues, but Loop 101 is slow between the 17 and 51. People who drive that regularly know there's a lot of construction there, and that's most likely why. I-17 southbound approaching the stack, no reported crashes. Same story, I-10 looking good for you, but heads up, if you do go Surface Street level, 91st Avenue and 67th Avenue still have closures in the northbound and southbound directions closer to Broadway. Crews are telling you to use the 51st Avenue Bridge instead, although you have lots of surrounding surface streets to choose from. But the rain is going to be ticking up today. We have better chances. Iris, fill us in.
Those storm chances are going up, Chelsea, today and tomorrow as we continue to track this storm system that's been impacting our state since the beginning of the week. We are not done with it yet. Now this morning, as you step outside, look at the gorgeous view. You're going to see our South Mountain camera showing you some color in the sky thanks to those clouds now that that sun is up. Hey, if you happen to have any beautiful sunrise pictures, I'd love to see them. Share at ABC15.com is the place to send them. Right now, not seeing any rain in the valley, but check this out. There's that storm system associated with all of this stormy weather that we have seen the last several days. That storm system becoming cut off from the main jet stream. So it's basically just sitting to our southwest, pulling in that moisture and providing the energy and the lift in the atmosphere to help get these storms going. And today and tomorrow, it looks like we are going to see stormy conditions redevelop again. You'll notice that moisture moving into central Arizona, especially into south central Arizona, but the valley looking to get in on that storm action by this evening and then going into tonight and tomorrow. That chance for scattered thunderstorms still there before this storm system finally starts to clear back to the east as it gets pulled back into that main jet stream. It'll clear out Friday, and by Saturday and Sunday, we are back to abundant sunshine and drier weather. Now, as you step outside this morning, again, I'm not seeing any rain, but you're seeing those clouds filling in from the south. We do have some showers south of the Phoenix metro area right now. Those showers so far have been fairly light in areas across Pinal County. By the way, northern Arizona, the White Mountains to Flagstaff over to the west into Kingman and Lake Havasu, you're all dry, but you're seeing some of those clouds filter in. There's that rain that I've been tracking this morning. We did see some thunderstorms down near Sierra Vista and Tucson early this morning, but now Those thunderstorms weakening and just some lingering showers pushing into southern Pinal County here as we speak. So some of that light rain looking to push into spots like Florence and Coolidge. I've also been watching a little bit of a pop-up north of Ajo, but that moving to the west. As we go through the morning, we could see a few isolated showers move in through the next several hours, but I think our better chances for thunderstorms arrives late this afternoon into the evening and then overnight too. And that's why when you see that hour by hour breakdown, you'll notice that higher storm potential is later by the evening commute and through the overnight hours. Not only are we talking thunderstorms that could produce heavy rain, but we could also see another round of severe weather. You'll notice that the valley and most of southern Arizona under a marginal risk for severe weather today. That means there's the threat of damaging winds, again flash flooding a big threat, and the potential is there for large hail, even some blowing dust thanks to those stronger outflow winds. That will be the threat rather today, but even into tomorrow we could continue to see these thunderstorms. So tomorrow morning for the morning commute, it's possible, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms through the day tomorrow too. So we're in weather action mode today and tomorrow. We're under flash flood watches today and tomorrow, and then we're drying things out this upcoming weekend. I'm going to take you through those hour by hour breakdowns of storm chances in just a few minutes.
All right, Iris, thank you. Now to a disturbing story and a warning for parents. An 11-year-old boy in South Carolina drives himself 200 miles to meet up with a man that he met on Snapchat. Police say that boy planned to live with the man, took his brother's car and made it 3 hours before he lost GPS signal and pulled into a restaurant parking lot. That's when a police officer spotted him.
I would love tonight, right now, anybody who's watching this, who's a parent of a child, especially an 11-year-old, to sit down with your 11-year-old right now, right this moment, and have a conversation about what you're doing on social media, the dangers, the benefits, and things that as a parent we need to talk about every day.
Police called that boy's family just as his father was reporting him missing.
It's teaching young girls confidence. It's so important, and so many of our kids struggle with this.
Yeah, but a new class in Gilbert is trying to change all of that. And our own Claudia Rupsich, she joins us live now. So Claudia, I understand this class is already having a big impact.
Yes, this course is called Meant to Be Me. This was right up my alley. I have to say, being there, seeing these classes, talking to these young girls, they were inspiring. They were so impressive about how confident they were and self-aware they were. They tell me they discovered themselves through these classes and they really have a new perspective.
Welcome, girls. We're glad you're here.
When Ava Knapp first walked through these doors, she was having a bit of a tough time at school.
Back in 4th grade, I didn't have as many friends and I wasn't doing Meant to Be Me.
The 6th grader says the course has helped her in many ways, like feeling more confident and understanding she's got a lot to offer.
There could be girls who can be mean and bully you just because they feel jealous. And I feel like these classes help you focus on the positive instead of seeing the negative side of the situation.
It's one of the many tools taught in Meant to Be Me.
They want to see confidence in other people.
Lindsay Monroe, Kristen Arnett, and Hillary Wallen started the course after noticing their own daughters were struggling with confidence issues.
Our little slogan is the world needs who you were meant to be.
The best way to change your feelings.
Classes are offered for girls in 4th through 7th grades. There's a new topic each month, like thought power, loving yourself, and body image.
Realizing everyone has the same worth as everybody else. Nobody is more or less than anyone.
More than 100 girls have been involved since the classes started in April. The impacts, they're clear.
Many friends at school who struggle with confidence, and I just often think to myself, they just need to come to one of these classes so they can learn that they are wonderful girls and that they can have confidence.
The world needs who you are meant to be. Don't you just love that? These are reminders we could all use. If you're interested in registering for these classes or just learning more, just check for this story on our website, ABC15.com. Reporting live in Gilbert this morning, I'm Claudia Rupsich, ABC15 Arizona.
Yeah, Claudia, we love to see such confidence out there. Glad to see it's working there. Well, Alexa, help me get a job. One of the world's largest corporations gives Amazon a role in human resources.
Odyssey, the savings. There's a big event happening at Odyssey Aquarium. Great for fall break. I'm going to fill you in on the big discount and the free money that you can score. Stay with us.